Hello there, Gia.
Hello, Keisha. Having a little seltzer. Um,
Yeah, we gotta wet our whistles because we got a lot to talk
I
about,
know. I
don't we?
feel like we should be having champagne.
We should. We should be popping a cork.
Yeah, we got a message. I answered it already. You might not have even seen it.
I did see it. I was glad you answered it. Yeah, yeah.
And
From
I've already forgotten the name. Who was it?
oh, let me see. I'll pull it up. I want to say it starts with an A. Was it Amy? Amy, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But
Um,
anyway, she was so excited about today's episode. And in the meantime, I was very excited about it. It was like while it was happening, and we were all collectively excited
yes, we
about
were very excited.
the wedding.
Angie, and
Angie,
thank
yeah.
you, Angie. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
and
Angie,
Amy
I
also.
was I
Yeah.
was equally excited. I wasn't like leaping around the room or anything,
Mm.
but
Well,
I was excited, so it was funny to
yeah,
get a message.
yeah, yeah. So how do we begin this
Well,
discussion?
today, so we have Friday, which was
Mhm.
also pretty. I mean, we're overflowing with soapy goodness on the last couple days.
We are, and we also had Thursday, which I know we both
Oh,
forgotten
right,
about,
yeah,
but,
right, because we were off a day.
and
Yeah.
I tried to
Um,
watch it again yesterday, and it's already left my mind, but,
Yeah, we should probably back up to some of that stuff. Some of it was Lucas was banging around town,
oh,
being angry
yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah, right. He's acting like a man who wants his ass kicked.
Yeah, he might be getting it. Yeah, but
I don't
I did like elements of his conversation with Carly,
yeah, yeah,
because I thought at one point he said, "Do you hear yourself?" And I was
yeah,
like
I
right.
know. I didn't like that.
You're the one way back when who was like, "I hate all this mob stuff."
I know,
Uh,
I do. I know that partly because I don't like all the danger and the threat to everybody, but that doesn't mean I don't like the mobsters, at least certain mobsters,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean your point. I take your point. Gia, sure, sure.
Well, and when I say these things, it's not because I'm like I want Sonny out of here, or I want Sonny in prison, or I'm just
Mhm.
saying that I like that people are sort of confronting the realities.
Yeah, and Lucas was sort of saying some of the things you've said, like Sonny, sure he's done good for the town, but he's also done very bad things.
Yeah, and just saying to Carly like you've been in this world too long, and it's like yeah,
Mhm.
she kind of
Mhm.
has it's
Mhm.
a little reality check. She's like, well, Sidwell did this first, and so it's like, so you're cool with people being kidnapped just to send a message, like
I
that's
know when she said that, of course Sonny had to respond, it's like, "Oh, Carly, that does sound silly." You know?
yeah, yeah. It's just like this is where you're at now, like this is
Yeah.
where your kind of moral and ethical compass
Yep.
resides,
Yep.
and
Her wiring has been tampered with over
yeah.
time, you
And
know?
and maybe that's okay, it's like
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
cool with that, and that's how
Mhm.
you have to live, and and that's kind of what she said is like she's thrown in with these folks, and
Mhm.
this is her
Mhm.
family and
Yeah.
father of her children, and so
Yeah.
yeah, she's got to be okay with it.
I liked how she said, "But Sonny's a good guy."
Yeah.
That seemed like
Yeah.
that's the best you can do, I
Yeah.
think, Yeah, but, I mean, we knew what she meant, it just seemed like the words weren't quite as compelling as some others might have
Yeah,
been,
because you're really in your head, you're thinking like, well, is he? You know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, everybody's got humanity, sure.
Sure.
Um,
And I think, she knows that there's certain people Sonny would never hurt, and I think she's including Lucas in that.
yeah, but does that make it okay just because there's
No,
certain
no.
people that
No. No. I mean, it's okay for me. I think it's enough for me.
but you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was like holding this up in her face, saying like, "Look, this is how the guy does business. This is how he
Yeah. Yeah.
communicates. And are you cool
Mhm.
with that?"
Yeah.
And then we had the weird confrontation between Sonny himself and
And
Marcus.
Marco,
I
yeah.
mean Marco.
Yeah, I really liked parts of that. I
You
loved
did?
it. Well, I loved
Oh,
it when Sonny asked him, "Are you one of the people who thinks I was responsible for your mother's death?" That
yeah.
part I thought
Why
was
did you
very
like that?
well, I thought it was interesting because I think, that's what Marco had believed, right? And Marco
Yeah.
had said that, that he was gonna get Sonny or, and then I guess was he lying to Sonny when he said that he had taken a beat and realized, he was overreacting? Was that all an act?
I took him at his word there, but but then later, I guess when he was with his father, he was like, "I'm
Yeah.
all in. I'm bringing him down." So I guess
Yeah.
he lying, or I don't
Well,
know.
that was the thing because I took him at his word also, and I also liked Sonny telling him that Natalia was important to him and that he cared about her because I thought that was true. I thought Sonny had tried to sort of do right by
Yeah,
Natalia.
I guess he did.
I mean, I don't know. He hadn't intended. Well, his plan was to whisk her away to someplace safe, and she
Right.
misconstrued it all as some sort
Yeah,
of overture.
yeah. He had not intended to kill her, and
Right,
it's
right.
true that he didn't put the pills in her hand, or it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of that's true. But
Mhm,
I mean, she had free will. She got tangled up in his world of
mhm,
her own free will.
mhm.
But she was becoming a problem to him that was going to have to be
Yeah,
taken care of.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. I just wonder, like, how much further would she have had to have gone to become a Jagger that just had to be taken care of?
Right, right. Maybe not much further.
Um,
Um, but, yeah, I
but
think
yeah,
up
so I guess he was lying. He lied very convincingly.
he really did, he really did, and I think probably Sonny bought it.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
don't
in a
know.
way
It was weird though. Like, what? Like, why was he telling him to go back to Miami? Like,
yeah, that was a that was like, yeah, like Sonny was sort of saying, "I got here first," and it's
yeah.
like, yeah, that's not how it works in the grown-up world.
And Marco's not. I mean, Sidwell. Like, yeah, tell Sidwell to go somewhere else. But Marco's not really.
Yeah.
Or now he's going to be a threat, but he
Now he's
wasn't.
a threat, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I thought that was kind of a weird conversation. But
Yeah, I think Sonny I don't know if he's being naive, or thinks that because he's got his little code that maybe Marco does too. Because Sonny seemed to still believe that Marco was only working like in his dad's legitimate business, and that as long as he stuck with that, he was safe. And Sonny acted like he could just erect these boundaries,
yeah,
and there didn't have to be any problems between them. But he's not really understanding that Marco has a relationship with his dad, and
yeah,
had a sort of a sad relationship with his mom, but that's got him a little bit fucked up now.
yeah. Now he's like all in on getting Sonny.
Yeah, yeah.
I also felt like he probably wished he had more serious pants on because he was in those little stripy trunks, which I thought sort of gave
I
a
just
weird
I had a mouthful
vibe.
of water. I almost spit
Sorry.
it all over the mic just now. Yeah, those little shorts. That was funny.
Yeah, the
That
stripy
was
pool wear. The pool's not bringing out the best in everybody, but
It's really not. No, all these people, like, around the pool, they're too old to be, like, behaving the way they are poolside, you know? They
who are you
shouldn't.
thinking? Are you talking about Cody?
Yeah, yeah, and I like
Yeah.
that scene, I guess, mostly, but it's just like
He
the
he has some comic capabilities that they
he
could tap
does.
into
It
further, like
really could, yeah. Yeah, they
yeah,
could.
he
Mhm,
was really hamming it up there.
mhm, yeah.
His shorts were odd fitting as well, though. I
Yes, they
thought
were, yeah. Mhm.
like Maybe he's done a few too many thigh exercises. It was like they were too tight in the thighs. I have that problem, but it's not because of muscles. It's just fat on me. It's total fat. Um,
Oh dear.
but yeah, that was kind of a funny scene with he and oh, I turned away for just a minute, and this was today. But so you know the
Mhm.
whole book thing where
Yeah,
Christina was,
yeah.
I mean
Mhm.
not Christina, Molly was,
Mhm.
hiding the romance book, and
Mhm.
then she started talking about some books about Maine. What the hell
Yeah.
did I miss there?
I
What was this?
forgot all about that she'd written romances
Oh,
back
that
that was
she
back when
wrote them. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
back when she was dating the original
Yeah.
TJ, I think. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was wondering about TJ today. How come you notice how Maxie has been out of town for what, like 2 days, two general
Mhm.
hospital
And
days?
she gets mentioned
She gets
frequently.
mentioned like every
Yeah.
2 minutes, and yet
Yeah.
TJ just disappeared. TJ, Taggart, we have
Yeah.
all these people that
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they could also be mentioning, like, oh, TJ was heartbroken and he moved to
Mhm.
Seattle and he's on
Right.
staff at blah blah,
At,
and
yeah, yeah, true, true, Gia. I know. These are wounds that will never heal if they're not addressed.
well, it's just it feels so sloppy to me because it could be taken
Mhm.
care of with a few lines.
Yeah, so it makes you think that it is on some level like some sort of a personal or professional slight that's deliberate, you know?
Well, and they may not mean to slight us. It may just be like just sloppiness on their part. But he's not only was TJ important to Molly, but also the Jordan character. Wouldn't she be
Mhm.
missing
Mhm.
her son? Has he moved away? Did we
Mm.
ever get any kind of anything?
I don't know. I don't remember. But we
I'm
should
asking the
probably
wrong
get
person.
back to the juiciness that people
Oh, okay,
wanna
yeah. Somebody
talk
will help
about.
us out on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was just trying to back up to our Thursday and Friday stuff. That what
Yeah,
else?
yeah, but that's
Any
true.
other?
There was a lot of that, Lucas running around town, stirring things
Yeah,
up. Yep, yep. And
and
Sonny was exercising quite a bit of restraint with him. I know in a way. I mean, I
yeah.
know he's sorta like, Lucas has every right to say what he says. And I didn't think Sonny it was not, up to Carly to rein Lucas in, like Sonny shouldn't assume that Carly or anybody can control how anybody else feels about him,
Yeah, but it was sort of ominous the way he was like, "You better, rein your brother in, or else,
Yeah, yeah. I don't
cement
know.
shoes."
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so now we can move on to the juiciness. So, on
Okay.
Friday we had all the build up to the wedding,
Mhm.
like,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah, and we did have I think this was also Thursday, sorry, Gia, where Curtis was
yeah,
starting to, plot his way of interfering with the wedding in the hopes that it would spare Portia,
in the
right?
hopes that right. So I guess the deal is and this also seemed a little far fetched to me, but
Mhm.
he thinks breaking Willow and Drew up
Mhm.
means that Drew has no incentive to blackmail he and Portia anymore. Is that how it works?
I guess so, and yeah, obviously now Drew is like he's got, almost got nothing to lose in a way. So why not just like burn this whole town down, right?
Well, now that it's out, right?
Yeah,
But I guess was everything he was doing in the blackmail department to help Willow? Yeah, he was basically trying to use the blackmail to help
mm.
Willow get her kids back. Is that I'm
I
asking
don't
for
think it
information here.
started that
Like,
way,
why
but
did he start blackmailing Portia? What was that about?
I
Just for
uh
fun?
right. Maybe just for fun. He wanted to kind of get even with Curtis, right? Cuz Curtis had taken over Aurora
Yeah.
and Drew wanted to sort of like level the playing field or something. Wanted to use Portia to control Curtis.
Is
Um
that what was going on? Gosh, we're a pathetic little team,
we're
aren't we?
we're awful.
Like I
Awful.
think you may be right. But then more recently,
More recently,
it
yeah.
was he was leveraged to help Willow get her kids back. So it was
Yeah,
okay.
he
So I
knew
guess that
that.
kind of makes sense. If they break them up, then
Mhm.
I don't know.
then yeah, then it still does seem silly because Drew, if he traces any of this back to Portia and Curtis, he's gonna want to get even with both of them, and he's not gonna just walk away. I don't think now that he's like super like angry and humiliated and everything. Although he didn't seem humiliated, but
But he
it just
should
seemed
have.
he should
Right.
have. A normal person would be a teeny bit humiliated. But it seems like in Port Charles, if something bad happens to you, you've got to take it out on somebody.
Right, you're gonna get even. I was
Yeah.
wondering, and maybe we saw this. Like, so Curtis was the one who spilled the beans
Yeah.
to Willow about the fact that
Yes. Yes.
Nina and Drew had been having sex.
Yes.
Um, did Curtis kind of get permission from Nina to use that?
No, he did not. No, that's, I think, going back to when he said to Nina, right? Sometimes you have to betray a friend or something like that. Wasn't
Yeah,
that?
and we were like,
Yeah.
that's weird because it's her he's talking about
Yeah.
betraying, right? So we
Yeah.
thought that was weird. Okay.
Mhm.
So that,
Right.
is she gonna want to settle that score or
Well, she's probably feeling like ultimately the outcome that she wanted is what she got. Not the part where Willow wrote her off, forever, but
yeah,
that she
yeah.
didn't marry Drew. I think Nina's gonna feel like that matters more,
That yeah.
hopefully.
Do you believe that she was on her way up to tell Willow the
I
same
think
information?
so. I think
Yeah.
so. Although, it is really late in the game.
Yeah, she just hesitated just a teeny bit too long.
Yeah.
Um did you think that Willow was going through with the marriage?
I thought she looked like a very lovely robot who had
Yeah.
decided to, like, just flip the switch and go through with it, and then later dismantle him from the inside,
That's what I thought too. I thought she's going to go through with it, like Nina said,
Yeah.
to this appearance of a stable home to get the kids
Mhm.
back.
Or even just to get even with Drew, because I don't know that they would have been able to get the kids back with his, shitty little plan that, wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought that she would think that that was still going to be a factor,
I was thinking that like, at this point, now that she knew that he was capable of cheating on her, that she also realized that every time he made a promise, it meant nothing,
Nothing. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So, yeah, I thought she was just sort of gonna become a deadly weapon in their little home.
And there, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, but she surprised me. She surprised me. I was also surprised that she did kind of give up on Drew. Like when she was really like tearing Nina apart, like if you had told me, like I wouldn't have been, kept falling in love with him more and more and all that. Like I felt like she wouldn't have believed anybody,
I know. I felt like that was a great scene.
It
Like that
was,
was
yeah.
that was like I felt like they both really held their own in that
Mhm.
scene, acting it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like the all every single thing was like a dagger to Nina's heart because I
Mhm.
I agree. I felt like it's like, oh Willow, you were
Yeah.
so deluded. You wouldn't have believed. When somebody's dead
Yeah.
set on doing something or
Mhm.
being with someone or believing
Mhm.
something,
Yep, yep. Mhm.
anything anybody says from the outside, it drives them more towards that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
Right.
was Nina's tact before was
Mhm.
just like try to keep
Mhm.
contact, and
Yeah. Yeah.
um, because she just wanted to be there to support her, and
Mhm.
so poor Nina, I have great sympathy for her, and she got
Me
very
too.
shouty and weird voicey at the end there, which was kind of
Yeah.
amusing. But she was doing this
Yeah.
deep voice, being
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you, Drew. It was like
Uh-huh.
the high
Uh-huh.
drama voice, but it felt like
It
she was
was.
about to laugh too. And I also thought, wouldn't it have been great when Nina and Drew were like having it out there in the final scene,
Mhm.
if she had said, "Are you as hot as I am right now?" And they just like Because that's how they always went at it. Back when they were
Yeah,
going at it, it was because
yeah,
they hated each other and they were always
yeah, right,
screaming at each other. And then they'd be like,
right.
"Oh my God, you're so sexy like that." And
Yeah,
I thought that
yeah.
would have been hysterical. But
That would have been fun, yeah, and maybe then, Alexis and Scout would have stuck around for that. That would have been
yeah,
cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
poor little
Eh, poor little
um,
Scout, yeah, that was certainly awkward, and, I was gonna say before I forget, my favorite part of all of that was when Willow realized that Michael had been telling the truth about,
oh, about
you know Yeah.
Wiley
And
overhearing.
that Drew
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even deny it, it's like
yeah,
I thought she should have slugged him when he
yeah.
said
That
that,
was strategy. Yeah, I
man,
know. It was like, wow. Yeah,
yeah, she would have certainly deserved, to get away with a
yeah.
punch
That was a
or
perfect illustration of the kind of man he is. And
Yeah,
she,
yeah.
but she wouldn't have believed. When Nina
No.
was she like oh that was I mean that's interesting that Willow was retelling the whole like history of everything as if she
Mhm.
like that would have saved her children.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, Willow, you're
I
really
know.
piling it on here because
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
like a moth to a flame. And
Yeah, and I can see how, she would want to be able to, lay all that blame on Nina because
yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
she's
it's
gotta live
easier.
with it herself, that
Yeah,
everything she did was wrong, and she knows that, and she's starting to feel that and acknowledge it too, but man, is that gonna shatter her when she realizes,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know
exactly. It is much easier to put it on Nina, put all that
Yeah,
weight on Nina for the moment and all
yeah,
that. Yeah, because
mhm,
she dug that hole herself, and
yeah, yeah,
it's you can't talk somebody out of something like that. And
mm-mm,
even that knowledge, she probably wouldn't have believed Nina, and if she
right.
had believed her, she would have explained it away somehow, or Drew would
Yes.
have explained
Yeah.
it away somehow,
Mhm.
or
That's right.
or they would have both blamed Nina for tempting Drew or something like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and I was afraid, initially when it looked like Willow might go through with the marriage that it was one of those instances where the woman, Nina, got all the blame and Drew was just like being a man, and
Right, yeah,
somehow
the
wasn't as
boys
guilty.
will be boys thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was glad that it looked like, his role, everything he had done really was worse, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it was a pretty spectacular wedding and one that people won't forget. I felt very bad for Elizabeth, who was just trying to be like your average sort of maid of honor.
Just trying to keep
And
a lid on things,
yeah, and trying to keep the flowers straight and everything that
Yeah,
Maxie had
thinking
done. But
Liesl was the biggest threat,
yeah,
and
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all along, it was gonna be Willow that she needed to keep an eye
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
Willow, what a juicy role for Willow.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think now, it's gonna be very interesting these next hopefully, these next weeks, because she's gonna start to replay a lot of things, a lot of conversations that other people had with her where they were trying to, shake some sense into her. And,
yeah. Yeah.
I loved that when Carly opened the door and saw her there, you sort of got the feeling that Carly, I think, realized that Willow had realized what a mistake she made, right? And that,
Yeah, yeah, but
you
now
know,
she looks truly deranged, at least the
she
scene
does.
for tomorrow where,
Yeah,
she's
she
like in
does.
shock again or something.
I know. I don't
Um,
know if just shedding herself of Drew is going to be enough to convince people
she might
she's.
might be a little time for a little
Yeah,
Ferncliff vacation
Ferncliff.
or something
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get
Mhm.
things sorted. But yeah, yeah, she is gonna and the Baden-Baden secret will have to come out eventually,
Mhm.
and like the
Yeah,
depth of Drew's manipulations will come out, and
yeah.
um,
I would
just
love.
who she
Sorry.
thought he was and who he really was are
Oh,
gonna be
man.
hard for her to
Yeah, yeah, and
and
Carly
the
will be
and the
able to commiserate a bit.
Carly probably will be sympathetic on some level. I mean,
Yeah.
she may not be right away, but I mean, I think I think she does have some sympathy for her as a mother, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and hopefully she can remember a time when, Willow was loyal and was, a
Yeah,
good
it would be nice if she
person.
could come around and be
Yeah.
an more of an ally.
Yeah, and I think Willow and Michael could have some really good conversations. I don't know, how those will go, but
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
Carly actually today finally said something about
Yeah, yeah,
her relationship with Drew, and it's like, that's right. You always forget that so
yeah.
maybe they could just commiserate as two women who
Mhm,
were kind of
mhm.
um,
Duped.
duped by this guy.
Yeah, yeah, the scumbag. I mean, man, what a
Although he
dick.
wasn't being the scumbag back when he was with Carly. That's not the guy they
Right, right,
showed to us
that's
back
true.
then. Anyway,
Yeah,
he went
right.
through some transformation somewhere along the way.
That's true, yeah, that it was the stint in prison where it seemed like he turned a
That
corner and
shower scene
became.
just that
Yeah,
did him
oh
in.
man,
Yeah.
that was rough, yeah, that's rough.
Um. But anyway, it looked like a beautiful wedding. I mean, in spite of what
Lots
happened,
of
it was
flowers.
the church looked beautiful.
Mhm.
We haven't talked fashion yet. That's always a big part of the wedding. Would you have
I
any
know.
fashion shout outs or
I
do's or
do,
don'ts
thank
there?
you. Thank you for
Okay.
asking. Okay. Alright, number 1, I thought navy blue looked really nice on Elizabeth.
I agree because of her ivory,
Oh,
she's like
man.
carved out of ivory or something. So that,
Yeah, I don't know, I thought the lipstick shade might have been a little too bold. I'm not sure, though. I'm undecided on that, but the dress, the color I
yeah,
thought
this is,
looked
I mean,
lovely
funny
on her.
coming from the woman who earlier told me, I think I have some tinted Burt's Bees somewhere. Your knowledge of lipstick is probably not vast.
It's probably melting in the car somewhere
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, the Burt's
Um,
Bees. I've never worn
yeah,
a tinted Burt's Bees. That could be exciting.
it could be. Okay, and I thought that shade of green looked lovely on Ava.
Yes, like a seafoam kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same green that I have a lot of in my house.
Uh huh.
It's called tantalizing teal, this particular shade, but
Oh,
it is
okay.
more of a
All right.
green. So yeah, check on that one. Who else? Oh, I thought Willow's dress was beautiful.
I thought it was pretty. I would have taken off the bedazzled stuff.
Okay.
Like,
I thought
I
it was
didn't.
fairly subdued.
It was fairly subdued, but I would have. I don't think it needs that. It's gaudy.
Okay. It
Just, I
looked like
like
an
the sort of ivory
expensive dress.
lacy thing would be,
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
on its own.
Okay. Okay. Um, I don't know about Nina's dress. I mean, it did show her curves. She was,
Yeah, I like that kind of a fuchsia.
mhm,
Was that what
mhm.
it
Yes, it
was?
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good cleavage for a mother of the bride, That's
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
something to be proud of.
She's a knockout. There was some good commentary from the peanut gallery, like Rick say, like talking about how they just needed people to fill the seats and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
and
Um,
and Liesel being there was fun. I liked when she reached for Nina's hand.
yeah, that was kind of sweet. I always forget that they're family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't remember now
Yeah.
how they're family, but they are.
Yeah, she's
That's
her
all I need to know.
aunt. Yeah.
I liked Alexis's sort of cream colored
Yeah.
pantsuit. I thought that
Yeah.
was
Uh-huh.
pretty styling. I
Yeah,
wasn't
usually she wears
sold on
darker colors. What now?
Scout's
Her
dress. I thought
dress.
that was a weird, that stiff
That
thing in the front.
fan, yeah, it was like a fan stuck to, yeah,
It looked
I
like
don't know
maybe you
about
could
that.
keep snacks in the front though, like if you were eating and it's like stuff dropped
Yeah,
down, you
in
could,
each fold, it could
yeah, you
contain a
could
different
save it
type
for
of
later.
cereal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it was, we don't know. Maybe it was
yeah,
a new trend in children's wedding where it's stores cereal.
yeah. I
Mhm.
It was nice to see her again, and I almost sort
Mhm.
of I felt terrible for her, but I almost sort of
Mhm.
felt for Drew, like when he earlier, I don't know, Friday or Thursday, and he was talking to her and telling her, his
Mm.
vision of their family together, and it was
Mhm.
like it was like he really believed it. and he was selling
Yeah.
poor
Yeah.
poor Scout on this, and we all know it wasn't going to happen. And
Well, true, true, but he also like Nina I mean, Alexis was sort of reminding him, Scout has all this other family that wouldn't be going with her to Washington, and seems like Drew has his own sort of, like, version of happily ever after and isn't really
right,
thinking too much about anybody else, you
no,
know?
no, but he believes these little fantasies,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and then of course he sells his little girl on it, and then
yeah.
it's the bubble will be burst, and none of that will
Mhm,
happen, and
mhm.
just my heart breaks for these soap opera children. My goodness.
Yeah, and I thought he should have sort of acknowledged that Scout was there when Willow started to say these things, and his first thought should have been,
Right.
"Please,
Well,
not in
is
front
his
of
first
Scout."
thought ever about
No,
Scout?
it
No, it
never
hasn't
is,
been.
so
Yeah.
he's consistent. Yeah, he's
Right.
very
Yeah.
consistent, yeah.
Did you have any sympathy at all for Wiley in the last couple days?
Nope.
Even
Uh,
during the little scene where he's doing the puzzle with Jason and Carly, and asking questions
uh
about his mother getting married to some other guy.
Well, because he liked Drew, right? It seemed like he was upset maybe because he wasn't seeing his mom or he wasn't at the wedding, but he didn't really have a problem with Drew, did he?
Well, before he didn't, but he had to have it explained to him, like why he was marrying this guy and not with Daddy anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Your heart didn't break for the little fella.
What a fella. Not
I'm trying
really.
to warm you up to poor little Wiley. I can see it's getting nowhere. So,
Nowhere, nowhere.
oh well, poor Wiley.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. Carly did a good job comforting him, and he seemed to sort of snap out of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's a fickle child.
Fickle little lad. He wouldn't be a bad Tiny Tim in a little production of
No, that's true,
Christmas
that's
Carol.
true. He's
Could
got a
pull that
future
off.
in community theater.
He could pull that off, I think. Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
let's see. What else did we have? We had a little more of the Brit at the very
Yeah,
end. We've got
yeah,
I
mhm.
forget what was the name of the woman with the backpack? We got a name.
Right, I don't remember
Gotten it
either.
already. But anyway, so she's
Gretchen,
still
Gloria, I don't know.
Greta. Um,
Greta, baby.
so she's delivering the backpack to Brit, and she's
Yeah.
kind of gone off the radar with
Mhm,
Brennan. Oh yeah, and what
mhm.
was all that shit with Brennan, like warning Joss to not, fall in love with
Yeah.
Vaughn? What, like, did I miss something? Did they it was like he was like asking for her version of the events, and I was like, of what events? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, and was he yeah, I couldn't figure out what his source was for, like, this impression he has of
Yeah, I,
Joss.
I felt like I'd missed something.
Yeah, because that was kind of, like, sort of based on the conversation between Anna and Carly, right? Where Anna was talking about how she'd seen Vaughn and Joss together, but unless he was, like, bugging Anna's office or something, he wouldn't have heard that conversation.
Well, and if he had heard it, he would just know that Vaughn's cover was blown, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it
And
seems
that
more likely
Joss
that
was, well,
sorry, go
in
ahead.
that conversation, she hadn't when she was speaking to Carly, when Anna was speaking to Carly, she didn't say anything to Carly about, I think your daughter is in the WSB,
No,
right?
right, right. Mhm.
So if he's bugged her office,
Yeah,
she
and I
has
don't think he
told him.
has. I mean, I'm not sure, but it
He
just seemed
should.
like he probably should, yeah, yeah. I don't know, it just seemed like whatever his take was, he'd borrowed it from somebody else, you know?
Hmm. But I couldn't
Um,
figure out what incident. Like, it made it sound like there was some incident that occurred that we didn't.
yeah, that all felt like weird sort of drummed up suspense or
Yeah.
something, I don't know, and also, don't you think it's more likely that Vaughn would fall for Joss rather than
Yeah,
Josh falling for
she's
Vaughn.
acting like she's fine, you know. She's
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
hopefully.
I think
Yeah.
maybe both Brennan and Vaughn have a little higher opinion of themselves than
I think I
maybe they
agree.
should.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah.
get real Bionic Woman vibes from that those scenes in that office, and I think it's Josh's hair and the she's got a real
Uh-huh.
70s look, you know,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
Brennan just reminds me of the Goldman character from Bionic Man, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like one, and I also feel like the Bionic Woman was smarter than all of the rest of the characters, probably.
Yeah, that seems true, definitely. And also it seems like they're very nonchalant sort of about coming and going from that office when we know
Yeah,
Carly might
yeah,
show up at any minute or Anna or, anybody,
that's
anybody.
true. Yeah,
So
you're
it's just a
right.
little weird, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and Joss's cover will be blown shortly now that like
mhm.
who knows? Anna knows and
Mhm. And Dante,
Dante
right?
knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
so how
Yeah.
long is that going to be kept from Carly?
Yeah. And how hard would it be to keep that secret if you were Dante? I mean,
Yeah.
that's asking a lot of a guy,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
he's got other shit on his mind right now, so maybe that'll be on the
Yeah.
back burner, but
Right, right, but there's like what does he get from keeping that secret, you know?
yeah. Yeah. Um
Mhm.
maybe we'll have scenes with he and Joss like where he'll,
Maybe that could be interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
like how are we going to keep this from your mother and
Yeah, yeah, and that would feel shitty too to be conspiring with her.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and I don't like, sort of like with Willow, I don't think he can talk her out of this career, right now anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, and should he? I mean,
Right, right. Yeah.
like, is there any reason she shouldn't be in the WSB? You know, she's good at it.
She's good at it, but it means she has to like touch Vaughn.
Well, he's not bad looking. He's just he's.
Speaking of Vaughn, I can't believe
What?
I almost forgot this. He was in Maine over the weekend. I saw
What?
on
You saw him?
no, I didn't see him actually,
Oh,
but I saw like a picture. They must have posted somewhere, and they were on in Popham Beach on
oh,
the
really?
coast.
That's funny.
Yeah, and
Huh.
I could have sworn I saw Chase at Rennie's on
Oh,
Saturday,
come
but
on.
but I didn't follow him. So, but I thought, what if a bunch of hospital people are here in Maine for some
You're
reason?
right. Maybe, yeah, maybe they're all visiting Laura, or
May
something.
Oh yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah,
Maybe they're
yeah.
having a cookout or something. Was this a
Mhm.
holiday weekend or anything? No.
No, no, but,
But it is vacation time, and a lot of people
vacation
vacation
time.
in
Yeah,
Maine. Yeah.
yeah, mhm. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was an aside.
Okay, well, that's fun.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, at the moment they're gonna push that storyline with she and Vaughn. We all know that they're gonna pretend to be in love and hate each other, but then they're gonna really be in love. Blah blah blah.
Blah, bitty
Eh,
blah.
I don't know
Uh,
if we need that really.
I would love it if they didn't go down that road and if Joss sort of became disgusted with him, but had to keep up the cover. I think
Yeah,
that would
or
be
if it's
rough.
he fell in love with Joss, but she was
Yeah,
like,
and she's
get
like,
off me, like
"Yeah, you're gross."
yeah, like you're so old. Like, are those wrinkles? Are you wrinkles?
I don't wanna have to do CPR on you, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? Yeah, that would be fun. Um, we'll
Or if
see.
she like falls for somebody else outside of that, but
Ooh,
has
that's a
to keep
nice
acting like
twist.
she's in love with Vaughn, and
Oh, yeah, that would be that's good, Gia.
yeah,
That's real good, yeah.
that might be good.
Mhm, mhm. Um, do you
So
think like, what was your take on Brit? Do you think she's a bad person now?
no, I'm thinking. Well, we think the woman with the backpack was working for the bad professor somehow, right? Or wasn't
Right,
that
right, yeah, or that
Dalton?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
like
so I'm assuming that since she kind of went off the radar
mhm,
to go
mhm,
to meet up with Brit, that somehow Brit must be on the good side.
mhm.
I don't know.
Uh-huh. And it was Sidwell, wasn't it? Well, Sidwell was somewhere in the middle of that whole transaction, right?
Was he?
Didn't he
How
have
did we
a
know that?
didn't he
Well,
talk to the
he's in
professor?
charge of yeah, he's in charge of Dalton somehow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
And the bad politician. Yeah,
yeah, right. He's
which is like
popular.
all of them, right?
Yes, all of them, Gia. Yes.
No, that's not true, but
No.
uh yeah, so I guess so. So I'm choosing to believe that somehow Brit is on the side of good,
I
maybe?
am choosing that side as well.
But she could also have been kidnapped by some bad organization and be being forced to be an evil scientist for somebody or
That's
something,
true.
and
Also, yeah, maybe they put a chip in her head or a
that could
worm.
be. Or just threatened to kill her family members or something like that would be easier.
That's yes, they like to play that card as well, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I was
Hmm.
thinking about putting chips in people's heads
Like
um
potato chips?
recently. I put them in my mouth.
That's part of your head.
Yeah, but they don't stay there. They travel south. I was thinking about science fiction, and I was
Okay.
thinking about how hard it is. I was having a discussion with a friend about Battlestar Galactica,
Oh boy. Yeah.
and he didn't get into that series, and I was like, "You're kidding." You know, I was
You're kidding.
I was incredulous.
I'm gonna need this person's name. This sounds like somebody I wanna
No, but I
meet.
mean, he's so like you'd think you meet him and you think, "Oh, I bet he loves Battlestar Galactica." And so I was shocked that
I've never looked at anyone and thought that.
but we got into a discussion about science fiction and how hard it is to create a world that is so other from what
Uh-huh.
you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. And is that sort of a prerequisite, would you say, that it
No,
has to
it's
be
not a
so
pre
other?
well, it's not a prerequisite, but that's when it's kind of cool. It's like, wow, and
Mhm.
I felt like
Mhm.
Battlestar Galactica kind of did that
Okay.
better than and like Star Trek for instance. I was thinking about how Star Trek really is not that far. Like the Star Trek Next Generation like they have a school. Well,
Mhm.
it's just like regular school like we have here
Uh,
on Earth, you
okay.
know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's
But they have
no and I was thinking
uniforms, the teachers.
I don't know if they had uniforms or not, but you know, the teaching model still felt just like a regular classroom here on Earth.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I thought in that time frame, maybe we could do something cool like, you know, we just put chips in kids' heads and you know,
Mhm.
and then they know their multiplication tables
Mhm. Mhm.
or something completely other, you know, but it's hard to
Mhm.
imagine a complete otherness,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, Gia.
like a completely reimagined world.
Uh-huh. Sure. Um,
This doesn't matter for anything to do with General Hospital, but
but this is the kind of thing that occupies your mind.
a little bit, yeah. And so when
Mhm.
you mentioned chips in the head, yeah, that's where I
Sure,
went.
sure.
So,
Okay, okay, fair enough. My fault. I'm sorry, everyone.
or maybe like you could have little chips in people's heads, like maybe when you have a breakup with somebody and you're depressed for a while, you have a little chip you put in your head to help you get over it, and then
Yeah, that's
a month
nice.
later you take it out and you're good. And
Uh-huh. It sort of stimulates like a pleasure center or something, so you feel
ooh,
better.
sexy, yeah,
Sexy, yeah. Hmm.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. And in a way that I mean, that is kind of other, but it's also like just sort of the same kind like somebody might get on a prescription to help them through that
right,
period,
right,
like,
right.
it's
Yeah,
still
it's
sort of like
still
on that continuum sort of
yeah, right.
ways to
But just
treat something.
technology would be
Mhm,
advanced that much or something.
mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. There was a really, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yeah.
has had this funny interview on Instagram, and I can't remember the guy. It's sort of a comedian, also like a smart guy's pitching him questions and sort of making him laugh, and he's also getting impatient with the questions. But one of the things Neil deGrasse Tyson said was that, like, up until like when people were living in caves, the average age that people lived to was 30. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then if you flash forward to like the 1800s, the average age people lived to, or I guess half the people had died by the age of 30 in caves, and half of the people who lived in the 1800s died at age 35. So in all of that time, we
We
only
got
gained
5 more years.
5 years.
Yeah.
But then he's like, then you look at today, and he said, and back in those days, everything was organic, right? There was no pesticides or genetically modified things,
Yeah.
everything was free range. So all of these things that we're thinking are good,
Yeah, that are saving us or giving
yeah,
us
they,
longevity. Yeah.
whatever was killing people, it wasn't those things. It wasn't like, factory farming or anything. But he said, so all the advances and the way we've been able to extend our life expectancy is all about science. It's all about
Yeah.
medications and treatments and all of that stuff. And it was just kind of a interesting way to look at the
Hmm.
evolution of human beings.
I'm pretty pleased to hear that you're just not just watching like puppies and kittens on Instagram, like you're
Oh,
getting
well, yeah.
science.
I was impatient for him to get to his point because I did have some bunnies. I have like my feed. It's either like all of one thing, or it's switched. So lately, it's all bunnies, like all day.
Uh-huh. I don't have any
Tons of
bunnies on my
bunnies.
feed,
Yeah,
but
I'm so tempted to send some of these to you, and I'm like, she is not going to want that, even though it's magical.
magical
She's
bunnies.
not ready for it.
I don't send you horsey things, do I?
See,
So
so we've got this sort of unspoken
yeah,
agreement,
we've got a code. We're
Mostly.
not
You
so
you
unlike bunnies.
violate it pretty often, but
What? I haven't sent you anything in quite some time, I don't think. Have I?
the Robert Kennedy thing with the worm.
Oh, yeah. What did I violate there?
And that the bare-chested Vaughn.
Oh, that wasn't Vaughn. It was Aiden.
Oh, Aiden, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Potato.
yeah, yeah. Now I'm thinking about chips again. Um, Apparently we've talked about hospital because we're so far off the track.
Yeah, this is like 55-minute sort of talk. So
This
let's
is
see
our
if there's
usually, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
One area that we didn't really get into, a couple of things. I
Mhm.
hope I remember both of them. One is like there was a lot of Kristina and
Oh
like
yeah, that yeah, yeah.
that was all like sorry, we're past all of this, Kristina. Yeah, you're lucky you dodged a bullet and now you've dragged Michael into this.
Yeah, and Michael's reactions, it's kind of like what Lucas said to Carly, like he
Yeah.
should have said, "Do you hear yourself?"
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
just
he should
admitted that
have.
you were trying to murder somebody.
Yeah, yeah, more of that would have been good.
Yeah.
He
A
was
little like a little sympathy, but a little
mhm.
bit of like, hey, that's not like normal to like
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that would have
see
been good.
wire cutters and go, like,
Mhm.
oh, and but
Yeah.
because she tries to rationalize it with like, I immediately realized my mistake and
She didn't
call,
pick up the phone. Yeah,
yeah,
the problem
yeah,
was she didn't answer her phone,
yeah.
All of this could have been avoided.
But yeah, what is the purpose of filling Michael in on the whole Cody plot? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that she said that was she was proud of that because she'd thought it through. It's
Yes,
like,
he
"Oh
thought it through.
god,
Yeah, it's a
how
brilliant
old
plan.
are you? You're like
Yeah,
10."
yeah.
She's functioning at Scouts level basically right now,
Yeah, yeah, and what's
but
she doing
without
with
the
her life? She
charm.
doesn't have the bar anymore, she doesn't have the girlfriend anymore, she has no career, she has nothing,
Yeah, she's just interfering with Molly's life.
Yeah,
So she doesn't want Molly to get close to Cody because that'll interfere with her plan, right? Is that
yeah,
the only reason that she's trying to
I
keep him
guess, but
that
yeah,
seemed
like
mean. That seemed
yeah,
mean.
but yeah,
Selfish.
so we had that stuff, yeah, so that was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Christina.
Oh, and the
What
other
was the
part,
other thing? Did you
uh,
forget it?
I almost did, yeah, I was scared for a second
Oh,
there.
jeez.
It was when, Willow is outlining all of Drew's crimes, and we have Kai there in the audience, and I was wondering, like, is
Oh,
any
yeah,
of this sinking in? Because he was sort of
yeah,
sticking around right at the end.
yeah, no, and he offered to give Drew a ride somewhere or
Yeah.
something, and I was like, "Oh, so just as whooped as Willow was. Like maybe they can
Yeah,
ride off into the sunset
I
together.
know. Is he just a tool because he's still like telling himself how much Drew did for him, even though he's just really at this point got him a job.
Yeah, yeah. He should have had a little moment of pause there.
Yeah, right.
I'm
I
glad we've gotten him away from Trina. She
Me
deserves
too.
better.
I know. I
He's a
wonder if
dummy.
he'll
You're a
start to look at
dummy.
Drew differently, you
I
know?
hope so, but Drew will
Yeah.
probably, he's such a like kind of Dudley Do Right character.
Mhm.
He's sort of a
Mhm.
like a oh gosh, okay, Drew, I hadn't thought of it that way. And
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
Drew will be able to
Uh-huh.
talk him into seeing it his way, whatever. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Because Drew didn't seem I mean, when he was hashing it all out with Nina, he didn't seem devastated really, you
No,
know?
no, I mean Willow's like broken, she's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So,
Um
he's
but
already
yeah,
trying to
he's just like
figure
I've
out.
gotta yeah, he's like, how can I put this fire out? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
spin am I gonna put on this?
Exactly. So that made me
Yeah.
uneasy. I don't want him going after Willow.
Well, he is, but hopefully she's finally like she might become. It still feels every now and then like they're setting up for a summer murder mystery with
Yeah,
Drew,
yeah,
and she might
right.
be the strongest
Mhm.
candidate now.
That's true. Yeah, because I think at this point she's kind of desperate and capable of anything.
Anything, yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
maybe I'm wrong because it really seemed like she should have punched Drew and she didn't. So maybe she's nonviolent. I don't know.
maybe, but man, she's like what do they say about the woman scorned?
Yeah,
She's
hell hath no
yeah,
fury. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, good soapy stuff, and
Mhm. Mhm.
kudos to the writers. They've been keeping our interest for quite some time here.
Yeah, and it was delightful the way some of that stuff came out.
Yeah, yeah, the way it
You know.
unfolded into big
Yeah.
soapy scenes. Yeah,
Yeah, because there's so much buildup, and it must be
yeah.
hard to, pull all that
I
off,
even
you
had
know?
I had such a pathetic girly thought when I'm revealing this. It's just us here, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
so Willow has been told by Curtis about the Drew and Nina sleeping together,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we're not going to get to see her wedding dress now because she was still in her robe. And that's
Wow,
half
yeah.
the fun of the wedding scene is like, what is the
Yeah,
dress gonna look like?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
such
but
a little girly girl. Oh goodness.
yeah. Well, you got to see the dress though, didn't you,
I
Gia?
did, yes. So it was all
Mhm.
satisfying all the way around.
All
Good
the way
job.
around. Yep,
Good
yep,
job,
very nice.
everybody.
Well, I was thinking there were other people that should have been there at the wedding, like other people from the hospital that Willow
Oh
was
yeah, that she could
supposedly
have.
friendly
Yeah,
with. I mean, it
yeah,
was kind of funny that it was such a pathetically small crowd.
yeah.
But and I'm sure that was just like a budget call and not,
Right, right. Yeah.
anything more, but anywho.
Anyway, good
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so next time we broadcast, we actually will be in Maine at the same place.
Yes.
That'll be
We
exciting.
will be. We will be popping the cork on a bottle of champagne
Yeah, we'll try to
probably.
give you the same quality product, even though we're in the same place. You come to know and love.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Okay.
So look forward to that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we don't know if it'll be any different or not. We don't know. But
We don't know. We hope we can at least get you most of the way home if you're using us to help you with your commute.
yeah.
Did you want to talk about horses at all, Gia, for a
No,
little
I
while?
think I'm good. One of our lovely listeners like tagged me on a Sugarbush Harlequin post.
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
appreciated that. And I got to look at a nice picture of Harley, that big
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
magnificent creature. But no, I don't. I think I'm. I think I am. I do follow this interesting Facebook thing, and I think it's called Discover the Horse. And this woman is trying to go around and like meet and learn about and ride, if possible, as many breeds of horses around the world as she can. And
Oh.
that's
Huh.
pretty interesting.
Okay. She sounds like your kind of gal.
And she asked if what breeds anybody wanted to toss out there, and I of course put Sugarbush Harlequin
Sure. Sure.
because she might have already done it. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, shout out.
You've got like an interesting profile. If anyone was putting together like a dossier on you, it'd be like,
I know,
she's
weirdo.
passionate about horses with speckled rumps.
Yeah,
That's that's something to think about.
she likes to
Uh,
see the wedding dress on
she
a soap
likes
opera. Yeah,
sci-fi. She likes an other world sort of a
yeah, yeah. I know, I'm a
uh
weirdo.
and yeah, all the Star Trek stuff, all of that.
Listen, takes
Oh,
one to know one, lady. So
okay. Although most of that I've just listed, there's no overlap. Okay. So I'm weird, but my list is different. Okay.
you're completely different set of weird characteristics. So.
But before we don't have to switch over to me. No, there was something else about you that was funny.
You can stop at any point here.
The washboard. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
music scene, yeah,
Weird,
the blues
weird
harp,
music stuff.
washboard,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the
I know.
overalls, going to fancy restaurant. Yeah.
I'm a weirdo.
Anyway, okay. I guess I've painted
We'll
a
talk
clear
about
enough
you next
picture.
time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you in a few days from Maine.
From Maine, yeah, we sure will. Looking
Okay.
forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, all the listeners, and I'll talk
Goodbye,
to you.
everybody.
I'll talk to you at some point too before I get there.
Okay.
Whoop,
Roxy
whoop.
says hi.
Hi,
Okay.
Rox.
All right,
All right.
Gia.
Bye, folks.
Bye.